What's up, world? It's your boy Tommy Malv, and I just came in because I wanted to talk about the heavyweight title match that's coming up between the Warriors and the Lakers. Which I really don't think it's going to be that much of a title match. This is a very, 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 very loaded series that's coming up. You know what I mean? This is not like, okay, let's put this in context, right? Steph Curry is older now. Draymond Green is older now. LeBron obviously is older now. But the Lakers are younger. They're more talented. They're more. They have more players that can hurt you, can play both ways. And I think that's what people lose about Lakers. The best talent of the Lakers is they have very few pieces on the floor who cannot contribute both offensively and defensively. The Warriors, you can't really say that, right? And as you did not know, the heavyweight fight I'm talking about is the Warriors-Lakers upcoming series. Can't wait to see it. This is why I love the NBA. I mean, the matchups, the rivalries, the storylines. I mean, you couldn't write it better. You know what I'm saying? The LeBron won. Then the Raptors won, and the Warriors won. So it's still kind of the Warriors-LeBron era, you know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, now we're at the final chapter where, it's like every year, like LeBron wasn't healthy, the Warriors won. The Warriors wasn't healthy, LeBron won. So now it's like, okay, these are clearly the two best teams. I mean, LeBron is not a team, but LeBron and the Warriors are like, that's the legacy. Steph, LeBron, Steph, Clay, Draymond versus LeBron type of situation. And it's cool, because I told you guys at the beginning, I said the top teams in the eight, I was like, it's weird because you would make the argument that nobody in the top four are even the top teams. You know what I'm saying? I said everybody's talking about the Nuggets because they beat the Suns, but I don't really think that the Warriors beating that the Denver Nuggets beating the Suns is a great thing. Jamal Murray had a really good game in that game, and the difference between the Suns and the Warriors KD played on is the Suns don't have nobody they can just throw on Jamal Murray and stop him. Right, DeAndre Ayton, I've said this a million times. DeAndre Ayton comes when he wants. Okay, they don't. The Nuggets do not live by getting to the basket. Right, they can put Aaron Gordon on you, and Aaron Gordon can take DeAndre Ayton. They don't have anybody who can guard. They can try to put Biz back beyond, but he's too short. And with that high arcing release that Jokic has, it's not going to really work. He can see over the top of the defense. This hurts because Devin Booker is trying hard on defense. He's not a great defensive player. He's just not quick-footed. Chris Paul is a shell of himself defensively, and these are the guys that you guys are looking to contribute. So they have to stay on the floor. Because you guys essentially gave up the bench for Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant willed them to a win. Yeah, I think Kevin Durant can will them to win. All the Suns that I do play a little defense. The Denver Nuggets are a jump shooting team. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they're gonna go as their shot goes. If their shot stops falling, they'll lose. If their shot is falling like it was, there's nothing the Suns can do. They just don't have enough perimeter defenders to put on Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., guys like that. They just don't have the Lakers got a myriad of wing players they can throw at the Nuggets. That'll give them problems. You know what I mean? Schroeder, Reeves, you know what I mean? LeBron, Vanderbilt. I mean, you can just keep going. They got a bevy of perimeter good perimeter defenders that they can play 1v1, and it can be real hard for Jamal Murray to get a shot off. And Jokic, I think, is just a mismatch against AD. He can't guard AD. AD can guard him, but he can't guard AD. And he's going to be in foul trouble every time they play the Lakers. He gets in foul trouble early. So I was hoping that that's who the Lakers played in the second round, so that it would be more of a Suns, maybe a Suns Lakers, conference, which it still might be. I don't really think the Denver Nuggets are that good, but they are in the best possible matchup going against Kevin Durant and the Suns. I think that one, they don't have a lot of playoff experience. They have KCP. He's the only one on their team who's really won like a championship or anything of value. The rest, I mean, like I said, they went through their first game. I mean, their first series kind of fast. They were playing Timberwolves. And Timberwolves, once again, you're playing a team that really doesn't go against what you do well. Now, if they would have played the Memphis Grizzlies, I think they would have been in trouble, because Memphis Grizzlies, just like the Lakers found out, have a lot of really good perimeter defenders they can throw at you. They just didn't have a lot of people. They just did not have a lot of interior people to compete with the Lakers in this series. But the Lakers against the Warriors, I think it's just the Warriors just don't have the guys. I mean, to be honest, if you think that Looney's going to end up getting a bunch of 23 rebounds against AD, I don't see it. Now, if Darvin Ham chooses to play the small ball lineup, that he chooses to do, then yeah, they might be doing something. But the Lakers, LeBron and AD are not going to let him get 20 offensive rebounds, and the Lakers are a good rebounding team. So I don't really see it. And defensively, Steph Curry had a hard time getting his shot off against the Kings. So if he had a hard time getting his shot off against the Kings, explain to me how he's expecting to get his shot off against the Lakers. I mean, if they trap him, they don't have to trap him, but even if they did, he's going to get very few clean looks at an open shot. He's going to be having to make a lot of contested threes, and that's a hard difficulty shot to begin with. Then you add in the fact that all these shots are going to be contested. I don't look to, LeBron has played Steph on several occasions, right? LeBron knows the Warriors like he knows his backhand. He knows what they're going to try to do. He knows how they play. He's played them, 28 times in the playoffs. He deep playoff matchups where they going 7 games. He knows the Warriors. What even worse, the Warriors couldn't really compete with LeBron. Obviously this was a younger LeBron, but compete with LeBron without Kevin Durant. That's why they went and got him, because LeBron had a literal key to what they do, which is they have no inside presence. So if you get Durant, Draymond Green in foul trouble early, they have no defense. Looney is not going to be able to play like he played against Sabonis. Sabonis can't shoot the three, so Looney never had to leave the paint. What you think that they're gonna sit there and let him do that against AD? You're crazy. AD is going to kill him in the mid-range if he tries that. AD is going to take him off the dribble. He's going to be in foul trouble by the beginning of the second quarter, because AD is going to attack him. So if AD don't just shoot over top of him, which he can't keep giving he can't keep giving AD that mid-range shot. He's going to have to come out and guard him. And once he comes out, AD is just going to go around him. And even if he does stay at the rim, AD is going to attack him, maneuver, and get fouled. Because Looney stays on the ground. So, do I think the Warriors can have a game where they get crazy hot from three and win? Yeah, I think it's possible. But if you ask me to pick based on what I've seen, the Kings suck defensively, and the Warriors are struggling with them. The Lakers are the best defense in the league. They're clearly the best defense left in the playoffs. And you think that that's going to work against them? Jordan Poole was awful in that series. He's going to be even worse when they play the Lakers, because he's going to be playing better players than he was playing before. And not only does he have to play offensively, he's going to have to play defensively. Because that's the thing that they don't understand. What I was bringing up when I said that the Lakers have both two-way players. They rarely have a player on their team that can play offense but not defense. Vanderbilt, if he continues to hit the three like he is, they're going to be unbeatable. Because if you don't have to take Vanderbilt out and you can keep AD in and LeBron in and D'Angelo in and Reeves in, and you can switch whoever comes on the floor, most of them can play two ways, meaning they can guard you and they can give you buckets on the other end. The Warriors are not like that. They constantly have to give up defense for offense, and they got to give up offense for defense. It depends on where they are in the game. If they're losing and they need stops, they have to put Draymond in, right? But in order to do that, they got to put another player in there that can score because Draymond is not a scorer. So they have to put another guy in like a Jordan Poole and a Klay Thompson. But Klay can play defense, but Jordan Poole can't. And Draymond can't rebound. So you got to play him alongside Looney sometimes because he's just not big enough to get rebounds. These are things that are going to be huge problems when they play the Lakers because the Lakers are stacked with two-way players, meaning these guys are not going to be able to rest on defense. LeBron's going to find whoever Steph is on, and he's going to get them the ball, and Steph is going to lose those battles. He's going to lose 9 out of 10 of those battles. And as he's working on defense, he's going to have to come back on offense and try to heave up shots, and contested shots, and that's going to be hard on him. Klay is going to be hard on him because Klay is not the defender he used to be. So, you got Brandon Wiggins, you know what I'm saying? But Brandon Wiggins is a very inconsistent offensive player. He'll have one game we can't miss, and he'll have another game we can't make anything. So you sit there and you watch him, and Brandon Wiggins does not attack the rim. He's more of a mid-range shooter. As athletic as he is, he uses it mostly on defense. So, but once again, you're giving them offense for defense. So at the end of the day, can they lock in? Yeah, the Warriors can lock in and get and put Draymond, you know what I'm saying, Looney and Gary Payton and Brandon Wiggins in with like Steph. And they do that, and that worked against the Kings because the Kings can't play defensively. So a lot of those guys can get points because the degree of difficulty is not as hard when you're playing the Kings. When you're playing the Warriors, those guys are not going to be. Gary Payton ain't going to be able to give you anything. Looney is not going to be able to give you anything. And Brandon Wiggins is not going to be able to give you anything. And Draymond definitely is not going to be able to give you anything. Those guys are going to be able to just put one guy on those guys and put somebody like Schroeder on Schroeder or Austin Reeves or any of these myriad of guys they can throw at Steph and live with him scoring, 25 on 20 shots. You know what I'm saying? They'll live with that. You know what I mean? Klay on the other hand, you keep him somewhere between 15 and 18. You keep Draymond off the boards, and I think the Lakers will have a hard time. They really only have to stop Klay and Steph. Jordan Poole will stop himself. 90% of the time he gets in his own head, and by halftime he's not even playing anymore. You know what I mean? That situation with him and Draymond Green made my stomach turn. I'm like, what? You can see why Draymond Green dropped him. You know what I mean? It's like there are certain people that just can't be successful, right? There are people in life who can be successful, and there are people and will keep their head about themselves and keep their humility. And there are some who are just people that can never get to that level. If they get to that level, they're going to live their life like they're better than other people. And when you saw that situation with him and Draymond Green, bro, Draymond Green has done more for this organization in 1 year than you've done your entirety of your career being here. Because you can score and he can't, doesn't make you more valuable. Actually, he's more valuable because they can find someone who can score. It's going to be real hard for them to run the system that Draymond Green set up, in which they're allowed to have all these players that they can plug and play because of Draymond Green. Defensively, you guys would be washed if it wasn't for Draymond Green. So one, to do that, I think is ridiculous and disrespectful to the organization and to a guy who's given that much to the organization. And when you got a guy like that, and I'm glad that Steph stepped to him about it, because that was some disloyal, lame junk. And you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like this man is out here. He's doing the dirty work for you to look good. You know what I mean? That's what I don't like about people who criticize Draymond Green. Like, Draymond Green does the work to make the other ones look good. If you take Draymond Green off that team is awful. Awful. Not kind of awful, really awful. They have no defense. Draymond Green makes plays after play after play after play after play. When you sit there, like, he is so annoying, because when you hate him, he's annoying. It's like when you hit, it's like he just stops you. He stops people from scoring. He's a lockdown defender. He's not a Dylan Brooks. He's not a great defender. Draymond Green is a lockdown defender. Anybody he gets on, he's not talking. He's playing. They're not getting anything on him. They can't get anything. They can't dribble around him. They can't shoot over him. Guys are 3-4 inches taller than him. Draymond Green is a Hall of Fame first ballot, no contest legend. Does he talk too much? Yes. Does he say dumb stuff? Yes. Does he do dumb stuff? Yes. But Draymond Green, if you take Draymond Green off that Warriors team, they lose their edge, they lose their defense, they lose their backbone. So for you, they don't need Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole didn't even play in that game, barely played in that game against the Kings last night. Because they didn't need him. So, and I think that was punishment. After he did what he did, I'm glad they like okay, big boy, you bad, right? Okay, you sit over there, because we can show you we've been doing this before you got here. And you walking around like you more important than Draymond Green because you can shoot a bunch of threes after he should lock somebody down on defense. That's on you. But you ain't earned that spot yet. It don't help nothing. It doesn't help anything. Just like Steph said, it don't help anything by you doing that. Like you think you the only, and I hate players like that. I used to have players on the team like that, on my teams like that, and you sit like, bro, you act like you the only one that's in here trying to win. Act like you the only one that want to win. Everybody in here, I would assume, wants to win the game. Why are you talking like you don't, like you somehow some anomaly in your passion to win? Everybody wants to win. You're just, the difference between you and us is that you're throwing blame for it. You blaming other people. At least you can make the argument. These people are blaming themselves. You blaming them. So that's what blows me out. That killed me about that situation. I was like, that's some disgusting junk to treat a guy that's been up for that long. Yes, he knocked you out, but from all accounts that I've heard, Jordan Poole was talking mess. Same thing he showed Sunday. They say he was showing in there, trying to act like Draymond Green was not worth. I think they say he called him triple single or something like that. And Draymond Green walked over to him and said, "Say it again." And Jordan Poole pushed him. And when Jordan Poole pushed him, knockout time. And nobody, you notice, nobody came to Jordan Poole's rescue. Nobody came. Only people who was over there was training staff, because Jordan Poole has a big mouth and he talks a lot. And they say he was yelling about Draymond Green fouling him, and Draymond Green said he wasn't fouling him. If you watch Jordan Poole, that is not a surprise, because Jordan Poole always believes he's getting fouled. When he's throwing them ugly, weird shots up that sometimes go in, he always screaming about him getting fouled. He's another Luka. Instead of getting back on defense, he's arguing with the ref he's looking at the ref like, where's my foul call? So I do believe the story that Draymond Green told him nobody's fouling you, and he said something to Draymond Green that slick, and Draymond Green confronted him about it, and he called and Draymond Green said something to the effect of calling him soft. And after he said that, that's when Jordan Poole called him the triple single. Completely unwarranted, completely not needed, completely disrespectful, because you believe you were getting fouled during a scrimmage. So yeah, shouldn't Draymond Green have tightened him up? No, he shouldn't have tightened him up, but he did. And another man essentially cutting down a house you built in an organization that you built. The only problem I have was Draymond Green coming back and apologizing for it. But that's what a man does. Something cannot be wrong and still not be right. And I think too often people don't understand it. It's like a man gonna stand on his and be like, look, man, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong in this way. It could have been, there's an understanding that could have been made on his part, but I am not responsible for what he does. I'm responsible as a man for what I do. And as a man, what I did was wrong, so I gotta apologize. I shouldn't have done that. And that's what a man does. But prospectively, from a larger point of view, can I understand why he tightened him up? Yes, I could. People saying it was a snuff. People were saying it was that he punched him when he. That man shoved Draymond Green. He was looking right at Draymond Green. That was not no sucker punch. You shove a man and he hits you. It's not a. Gonna push you back because they didn't touch you. We can talk all day. Draymond Green never put his hands on him. Draymond Green walked over to him and told him, don't disrespect him. Instead of Jordan Poole following up what he said, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to follow it up. He wouldn't speak. But he didn't like that Draymond Green was pressing him, so he tried to save face and shoved him. That ain't on Draymond Green that you got to tighten up after that. That's on you. You decided to take that route. If you did not want the confrontation, you did not want the beef, you did not want the smoke, then you should have just apologized for what you said. But instead, you stood like a man and you wanted to showcase, you wanted to meet the lion with a roar. And once you meet a lion with a roar, the fight's gonna start. You pushed him, now the fight started. You don't get to navigate and dictate where the fight go after that. You shoved him and got tightened up. And now everybody want to feel sorry. I didn't feel sorry for him at all. You talking junk, and instead of you standing on your words and saying, I said what I said, you didn't even say it again. He was scared to say what he said again. And then when he did, and so when Draymond Green got too close to him, he just shoved him. Okay? You put your hands on another man, be expecting fallout from that. Especially a man who's challenging you. If you did not want the smoke, you shouldn't have shoved him. The worst thing you should have did was shoved him and just stood there. Oh, you know Draymond had to get him after that. So when Draymond laid him out and tightened him up, to me, it was a fight. Two alphas barking at each other. One was more fierce than the other, and afterwards the other never got his manhood back. So, do I care? No. I don't think the boys need Jordan Poole to begin with. I never really liked him as a player. I think he can shoot, but I think he focuses so. This is what I always get mad at people for, because people love to point out when a player, somebody like Ben Simmons, well, you can tell he just never worked on his game. Well, what about a guy like a Jordan Poole? Oh, he's been in the lab. Why? Because he can shoot. When is he ever going to be in the lab and fix his defense? Right? Steph started out, he was horrible defensively. What did he do? He got in the weight room, started to lift weights, and started to work on the things he needed to work. And now, Steph is a serviceable defender. Jordan Poole is bigger than Steph. At least he looked bigger than Steph. And to me, he's the same player in year one he was in year 4.
just chunking up shots. Defensively, he doesn't even try to. A lot of times, it seems like he doesn't even try. If they get him on the low post, that guy gives the most crappy effort to box out or to body somebody up I've ever seen. He gives like a yard of space, and then when they step, and these people are stepping back without even having to body him. They're just moving backwards, and he's stepping back every time they step back with his hand out. And when he does try to press it, he always gets called for a foul because he's trying to do it in a way that is less likely to cause him to get hurt. He's like turning sideways. Like that dude is a fairy for real. Like he does not like contact. He's not a gritty player by any stretch of the imagination. And so I think that a lot of times we in society reward a guy who gets all the highlights. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. When they first got there, Kyrie Irving was a better defender than Steph Curry. Now, let me say this about Kyrie. Kyrie tries now. You know what I'm saying? He's become a serviceable defensive guard as well, just like Steph has. But neither one of them will ever be big enough to be a really good defender, right? You can always body him. People will always try to put him in isolation in the box because they're 6'2", 6'3", you know, and they don't have the body to block anybody. They can't contest a shot that close to the rim. There's really nothing they can do. So yes, there's going to be a barrier to how good they can be. But I think that they worked hard to be serviceable, at least on the perimeter. Jordan Poole is terrible on the perimeter. He can't. I mean, anytime, the only recourse he has to people doing a stutter is to foul him. If they don't go straight at him, which he still fouls 90% of the time, but if they don't go straight at him, 9-10 times they end up with the minute they do any type of stutter, meaning a hezzy or between the legs, you know what I'm saying? They buy him. And he gives little to no effort waiting on Draymond or Looney or somebody to step into the paint and make up for him just letting people run around him like he's stationary. It's ridiculous. That guy gives no effort, and for him to go out there and disrespect a guy who's made him look like $1 million. You know how much money Draymond Green has made you, bro? Take Draymond Green off of that team and see how long you last on that team. You can't stay on the floor. You can't guard anybody. But Draymond Green has made it so you can stay on the floor and get these 20, 30, 40-point games. Because if you take Draymond Green out of the rotation, your ass can't stay on the court 5 minutes without having to give up your points. You're going to be giving as much as you're giving away. And how you a 6-man resting on defense. It don't even make any sense. But he thinks he's Steph. But that's the narrative that they've created. The media making it look like he's more important to the team than Draymond Green was the biggest laugh I've ever seen. He is not more important to that team than Draymond Green. And if you want to present it as Draymond, Draymond's a big mouth and he doesn't really do something. Anybody who knows anything about basketball knows it's ridiculous to say Draymond Green is overpaid. If you take Draymond Green off that team, they fall apart. There's a reason why Bob Myers keeps giving him contracts and make sure he keeps him happy, because he knows how valuable. Will there come a time when he's not as valuable? Yes, but as long as they still winning championships with that dude being the anchor, yeah, they're gonna make sure he happy. And Jordan Poole is not Kevin Durant. And to be 100% honest, you take Draymond Green off that team, even with Kevin Durant, they are not the same team. You take Draymond Green off that team defensively with Kevin Durant, they are not beating the Cavs. With Clay and Steph, they just not. They can score as many points as they want, but the Cavs were a better defensive team than they were. And they ain't got nobody who can stop LeBron. Or at least slow him down. LeBron would have went for 50 a game. That aside, the Lakers and the Warriors, I can't wait for that. The Suns and the Nuggets, I missed the first game. I didn't know it was going to be on Saturday. So I missed that first game. So I can't even tell you what happened in that game, or why they won so much or why they lost by so much. I don't know. I didn't see the game. But I will. I can't wait to see them. I think they play tonight. So I can't wait to see that. The East, once again, it's like I watched the Knicks, the Heat, the Knicks and the Heat. I mean, the Knicks lost that game. They didn't have Julius Randle, and I like that too, because so many people are crapping on Julius Randle, and I think Julius Randle is a great player. I think he sometimes get a little carried away with thinking he's, superstar, elite, chunking up shots. Yes, but they need it. They need his physical toughness. They need his rebounding. They need all his interior stuff. Now he needs to cut out all the threes, but but I mean, they need him in the paint. They needed him desperately in the paint. Then Mitchell is good, but he's better when you can put him alongside Julius Randle and let Julius Randle play the 4. You're not getting any rebounds against the Knicks with that guy, with those two in. And I think that they miscalculate how much they really gonna need him. And I think hopefully he'll come back this game, the next game, and they'll fix it up. But if my Heat don't get Jimmy Butler back, because Jimmy went down with an ankle situation. But Jimmy Butler always dealing with some type of injury or something like that, so it's not surprising for him to play through it. But Jimmy Butler's a beast. You know what I mean? I love Jimmy Butler. I was excited when we got him. Hopefully we can go. Like me, I'm not really a fan. I say this 1,000 times. I'm not really a fan of basketball. I'm generally a fan of good play. Like, I love the Heat. You know what I'm saying? They've been my favorite basketball team probably since LeBron got there in 2011. I'm from Florida, so obviously, no, actually, that's a lie. I was happy LeBron got there, but I really became a Heat fan with Dwayne Wade's first championship. That was but it's like Dwayne Wade kind of pissing me off now with this whole stupid junk he's doing with his kid. And it's like, bro, how you go from being, Dwayne? I mean, but I guess he's always kind of been a scumbag, if you let his wife tell it. But that's neither here nor there. But the point is, I've been a Heat fan for a while, and but I did notice that that Jimmy Butler, when Jimmy Butler got there, I was really excited. I mean, did I think it was some huge splash and think that Jimmy was going to be as good as he ended up being? No, I did not see him being this dominant by himself. But he has. But once again, I'll say this: winning in the East is not the same as winning in the West. And people forget that. Okay, the East is not the West. They don't. I mean, they just don't. They don't have the same superstars going against superstars. They have a bunch of up-and-coming guys who at their best will never be top 5 players. Right? You got Jimmy Butler, who's a great player, but Jimmy Butler is a great player in spurts. Right? Jimmy Butler is not a top 5 player. He's just not. He's a player who becomes extremely ball dominant once the playoffs start, and they start running everything to him. And I love that about Jimmy Butler, that you can do that. But nobody is taking Jimmy Butler over Steph, KD, you know what I mean, LeBron, AD. They're just not. Joel Embiid, you know what I mean? These guys, even Giannis, you know what I mean? They beat Giannis them, but Giannis didn't play 3 out of the 4 games. Their first 4 games. So it's. I'm saying I'm not trying to take away from Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler, I would say it would be like the 7th best player in the playoffs right now. It's like, well, he's not playing like it. Well, yeah, he's playing against teams that are undermanned. He was playing against the Bucks without Giannis. They got Brook Lopez, but Brook Lopez has slower feet. He can't come out and guard anybody. Jimmy was getting a lot of open mid-range. He was getting a lot of fouls because Brook Lopez is not good at contesting without fouling. So I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler shouldn't be applauded. He's playing for my favorite team, but at the same time, the East is not the West. They don't have the same players all there with the same pedigree, with the same playoff experience. I mean, you would say the only team that's really left that has players that ain't really went deep in the playoffs are the Nuggets. The East, the Celtics went deep in the playoffs, but they got smashed. Who was it? The 76ers with Joel Embiid and James Harden. No, they don't have no experience. And the Knicks would come on. I mean, it's like it's not in the Heat without Tyler Hero. It's like I'm sorry that these are just not teams that I'm worried about, or that I, as a Western Conference team, I would worry about playing. Now, could they deserve? Should they take them lightly? No, but the East is not the West, and that's all I'm saying. Anyways, please let me know what you think. Please comment, thumbs it up if you like it. If you're not subscribed, if you watch these videos all the time, please take the time to subscribe so I can realize what type of situation I'm dealing with. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a nice one. Peace.